Went to Coon Road when it first opened, the first race, and it looked like it'd be fun, so I come home and started building a stock car.
Now, in Coon Road, who ran the track?
Joe Swart's house, I think that owned it. He lived right there. He was an operating engineer. He worked with my brother. He just decided, I guess, he wanted to build a racetrack, and so he started building them. Bought a 40 Ford Coupe from O.N. Swanson,
Right.
Mayville. Brought it home and started putting roll bars in it and what I could, my friend's dad had a welder and a cutting torches and stuff, so we did it over his house. And my brother seen what I was working on, and he said, "Oh, I'll help you," And he was a good mechanic. And that was his trade, a mechanic in heavy equipment. And there was another Ford mechanic called Corby Markham, and he got interested, and he come and worked on it. So I had them two guys basically finish the car for me, and
That was your pit crew.
I liked it. It was probably a little over a quarter of a mile. It kind of run uphill and downhill. The top 1 and 2 turns were great. The bottom one wasn't so hot. 3 and 4 was kind of tricky. But
You go downhill?
yeah, you go kind of go downhill a little bit. Not great, but a little. And you go to 3 and 4, you had to slow up a little bit. 1 and 2, you could take wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some grandstands built on the west side of the track, and the pits were on the east side, and people would sit on their cars and stuff up on 1 and 2 turns. And we never had a huge crowd, 25, 30 cars maybe.
And these were all jalopies?
Yeah. And a heat. He run about 3 heats, and then we'd have consolation run for them to qualify. And then you have the semi-final, and then we'd have the feature.
Was there any prize money or was it trophies?
It was prize money, not much. I won the heat, semi-final, and the feature one time. I got $60. Just throw it back in the car.
Yeah.
It was just the fun of racing. I raced until it closed. I got killed up on the track there.
Oh, really? How did that happen?
Well, my brother and him were good friends, and we went in with them to make the track better. And he rented a Laternable. Now they're operating engineers. A Laternable, like earth mover. It's all electric. And the only thing we can figure, you have to keep the engine revved up. You got to keep it geared down so all your electric controls run. Had a load he was dumping. We were going to bring up 3 and 4 curve, like 1 and 2. And apparently he got too close to the edge of the bank and rolled over on him.
While he was preparing the track?
Yeah, it rolled over and he was pinned under it. Might have been 58, somewhere in there.
Okay. And that was the end of that?
That's basically it.
So you and your brother had a little bit of ownership interest in it?
Well, we were working and having shares, that's all. Just to help him. No money involved. We would work and he would split shares with us, and if it ever took off, we would probably share in the profits, But it never happened. They had powder puffs, mechanics races, things like that.
Yeah.
I remember a mechanics race, the Hallmark brothers, and the brother, mechanic, he'd go drive the car, and he had her wide open. He never slided off on 3 or 4 turns. He flew over that bank, and I don't know how he survived because there was nothing left of the car. It literally fell apart, and the little roll cage is about all that was left, but he come out of there all right. And once in a while, a little fight in the pit, somebody pushed somebody or somebody mad at somebody, and it didn't ever amount too much, But old Pappy Thomas, he did pretty good, and right next to me, I was number 1 pit. Number 2 pit was Junior Pierce. He had a 40-part coupe. He was good. He was successful. You know, everybody had Dale Kincaid, Johnny Allen, Don Strain. He was good. Yeah. My good engine had blown up, and I had to go get another engine, and was nothing compared to that first one I had. So,
What kind of car did you have?
a 44 coupe. I had a 49 Police Interceptor engine, which nobody knew about.
So were there any rules?
You had to be stock appearing. They allowed 60 thousandths on the head. I think 60 thousandths on the flywheel. That's about it. They didn't say nothing about Police Interceptor.
What did that do? What did that, for the camera, how did that make your car a little bit better?
Well, you got more horses. You got the high lift cam. You know, it's made for speed. I run nothing but second gear, and just depending on the track, if it was wet or dry, we'd switch tire sizes. I always pushed the field. Every race I was always last because I was high point man. So any race I had to be in the tail, except the championship race I got pole.
We hope there will be less dust.
Right.
Was it really dusty?
Yeah. There was days that it was pretty bad, and that's how I cracked up. Like you couldn't see, and I was stupid enough. I ain't gonna let up on the throttle.
So what happened when you cracked up?
Well, we went in a 3 and 4 turn. It was so dusty you couldn't see. And Tom Nundy was racing. He had a Nash, he had like a ducktail car, and I apparently hit him, and I went airborne, and I flew over top of all the cars and landed on my top, bottom side up, and my brother, of course, and Corby come running down. I got out of the car and we tipped the car over and broke a shackle on a spring.
Yep.
And basically that's it. Pulled in the pits, my brother fixed it. We went out and won the semi feature, and I don't know, we placed in the feature too, I think. I remember when I hit, and here I am hanging bottom. I said, man, I hope there ain't another car come up, you know, on top of me. But it didn't happen. I won the feature in Sherman. We pulled the Coon Road, it was raining. Joe canceled the race. 3 or 4 of us, Dale Kincaid, myself, Johnny Allen, I can't remember, Junior, Pierce. We said, let's go to Sherman. They'll probably run. You know, they had the gravel pit. And oh man, you couldn't see it. It was just a mud hole. And I had to drive with, you got to drive with your head out the window so you could see, you know, where you're going. I won the feature. And they weren't going to pay me. They said I didn't win it. And I said, oh yes, I did. You know, I knew where I was on the track. I said, yeah, I won. And Mr. Kincaid, Dale's father, he was a big man. And he come up to the payoff stand. He said, what's the problem, Al? I said, oh, they said I didn't win the race. He said, you pay the boy, or I'm going to step over this counter and beat your butts. They paid me. Yeah.
And your car number was 43?
43.
And why 43?
That's the number that was left for me to pick. 43. No. I liked the guy. He was just a nice guy, that's all.
So he owned the property.
He owned the property. He owned that old farm up there on Coon Road. He lived on Westfield Sherman Road. His house was. He owned that all that land back through there. And he just decided to build a racetrack. He enjoyed racing, you know. He was kind of a race nut too, you know. After Joe got killed, the Hartsfield Fire Department, I believe, took it over. And we raced maybe once or twice there when they had it. And then it just, apparently they didn't make enough money, and that went down too. And that was kind of the end of it.
Well, it sounds like you have a good recollection of Coon Road.
Yeah, well, that was our favorite racetrack, you know.
So really, your 2 years, Al, driving was 57 and 58?
Mm-hmm. I just did it for the fun of doing it. I mean, and we won our share of races, and had a good time doing it.